Family, welcome back to the State of the Strong, a Bull Brand podcast. My name is Lerai, and of course, I am not alone. As usual, I am with my co-pilot, my co-captain, my other the A to my B. Okay, I can't do the race.
It's fine. That's fair enough.
You right?
Sibu Handsome Mbanza. If you didn't know, that's my middle name. It's handsome. I'm saying that because we have an even more handsome person in the studio.
Oh today. Wow!
Hey. I've accepted it. It's fine.
He just went right into that. No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's fine.
Take my spotlight.
No. I'm done. Both our spotlights about to be taken soon.
That is so true. Joining us today, I'm actually really excited for this conversation because I'm looking forward to learning a lot more, which is, that's why you come to the State of the Strong.
Yeah.
We have got, first of all, he's a model. Second of all, he is a super cool dad, which I want to dive into that. I'm sure everybody asked you about the dad situation, amongst many, many other things, which we are going to unpack.
Right.
On the show today, we have got none other than Mr. Simba Gozo. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good in yourself, right?
I'm great, thank you. So, before we go into
okay,
everything...
I'm here too.
Yeah, I just thought
I appreciate you, my man.
I mean, I'm like, she just left you there, man. I was like,
I appreciate you.
like, yo, the love up in here.
It's fine. You can see there's a bit of the
Why
tension.
are they
we can't do
ganging
it.
up on me?
No, I was just correcting a few things, but yeah, let me let you do your thing. Sorry.
I like him. You're in
I
trouble.
like him,
yeah.
but I can't say that because it's at me now.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Okay, I like I said, I actually am looking forward to talking to you. But
Okay.
before we do that, we're going to play a game.
Right.
Are you okay with that?
I love games.
Yeah, you have to be okay with it. So,
Yeah, I'm here. I got no choice.
this is called 60 Seconds of Strong. I have got in front of me a jar with pieces of papers, right? And on each piece of paper is a sentence/question, which you basically need to either finish the thought or answer it. Super simple. You only have 60 seconds to answer as many as you
Finish
can.
or answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, you'll know what to do as soon
You'll
as
know
they're
what
in
to
front
do.
of you.
Guys,
you'll know what
don't
to
assume, eh?
If there's one person I trust, is you. If there's one person I trust, it's
So
you.
Sibu is going to time for me because that's what he's good at.
See, we're fighting.
And I'm going to hand
Already.
them to you. Are you ready?
Happiness, I'm ready. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. You can take them.
Social media is a curse and a blessing. Instagram is fake. If I were president for a day, oh my gosh, I'd have a day for ladies, or actually 3 days, menstrual cycle day.
Oh.
Or days. It's not one day. If I were an animal, I'd be a lion, of course, Simba. It's an easy one. The type of parent I would be is, okay, I'm already a parent. I'm the coolest dad ever. I don't care what those kids say. I'm the coolest father.
30 seconds.
The reality show I would be on is the Simba Gozo show. I'm putting it out there. If I won the lotto today, first of all, I wouldn't be here. That's where I would be. I believe that the African government is, man, this is touchy. I'm trying to stay alive until I'm like 60.
At least.
But yeah, look, they need some work. They're trying, but it's not good enough.
Last one.
This is the last one. When I was a kid, I dreamed of being a truck driver for some odd reason. I love trucks.
Let's unpack that. Okay, let's count how many, and then I really want to unpack
all of them.
Sibu, what do you think it's going to be?
I think you got like a 7 or 8.
Ha,
3,
fine.
6. Oh, I was off. 9. That's good. That's good. The right doesn't
Were they
look
10?
impressed. There was about 20.
Jeez, was I slow?
You know what? You were.
He was passionate
You were
about
passionate
each
and you
answer.
were in depth.
Okay.
And I think
Let's do it again.
cut the cameras.
cameras.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take the 9 out of 20. Damn,
Fair
that is
enough.
not a pass.
Okay,
but
now you're going to have to prove yourself to be a cool dad now.
Yeah. Are you the type of dad who tells dad jokes?
No, I'm the type of dad that like I'm still a kid myself.
I hear you.
So I relate to everything they're into. So that's why they like me. Like I get actually sometimes I hate it because they want to play with me like I'm one of their friends. And that time I just want to watch TV or get drunk, and then it's a little kid. And then, so what do you think about Superman? Do you think he can beat Batman? I'm like, man.
How old are they?
Look, so we go from one is turning 7, one is turning 10, one just turned 12.
Wow, man.
Okay, so Simba, you mentioned that you wanted to be a truck driver.
When I was a kid.
Nah, let's take it
So
back.
how did it go from that to modeling, amongst many other things?
Yes, I'm also an actor, also TV presenter,
Thank
also
you.
entrepreneur, also project management.
Thank
project
you.
manager.
Manager, our
IT.
Batung PM.
Yes.
How did it go to that?
So the whole thing, how I ended up modeling was a very, very interesting story.
You
So
see, this is the story.
one
wanna
day
hear.
I was in the gym trying to get buff and sexy for the ladies, trying to get the guns,
trying to get swole.
trying to get
Oh, we
swole.
can't be speaking like that, man.
No, I'm telling you, this is long ago.
Okay.
I can't change who I was back then.
Exactly.
You understand? That's the truth.
You're trying to get jacked,
I was getting
bro.
like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gymming, and then this one dude comes up to me, and he taps me on the, and he goes, "Oh man, you got a nice body."
Oh, no.
And I'm like, chief. Thanks, man. But
at the gym.
you can move. No, your body's really nice. I'm like, okay, this guy is like really serious now. So I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk about? No, you got a nice body. I think you should be a model. I'm like, oh, that should have been your approach, not you got a nice body. Because I was ready, my defenses were up. I was like, listen, man, I get this a lot. I'm tired of fending off men and women.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm just like, can I just get my set in?
Yeah.
Without someone hitting on me? Come on, man. Give me a chance.
Yeah.
So then the man gives me the digits for the agency he uses, and I called them, and that's how it ended up. And then for some reason, people thought I was really good looking. Listen, I didn't believe it because my mother told me. Mom's like, you're so good looking. I was like, mothers are they like. That's why there's a lot of wooden mic people at Idols.
Yeah.
Those are all the mothers' children.
You're calling
Antanam,
out the wrong
you can
people right
sing.
now. You're calling out the wrong people.
I'm just saying, listen, guys, mothers will love you no matter what.
Yeah.
But so that's why I didn't believe it. And, obviously, I wasn't that into, myself believing I was that good looking.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the short,
So
long story.
From what I understand, I think a lot of people take it lightly, but modeling is a very difficult job. It can be a very tough job. How was your introduction into it? Was it like seamless, or did you find struggles within the community?
Listen, I think I went in there open-minded, but also had a lot of room for disappointment as well as, progress. But I think because I started it when I was older, so I had a job, I was an IT project manager, living my life, doing whatever. Just this was like a side thing, So when I got in the industry, I think being in corporate helped me a lot.
Sure.
Because, oh my goodness, do they not care about anybody's feelings in that industry? I've seen girls cry. I've seen men cry.
Yeah.
This is one thing when you do like, for example, you do Mercedes-Benz, or I don't know, can I say that? Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, for example.
Sure.
And they've said, see, well, this is your outfit. You've called all your family to come watch you walk the ramp.
Sure.
Cameras are there. It's an international event.
Imagine.
How? 2 minutes before you must get on the ramp. Nasibi, you know what? I don't think that outfit looks good on you. Take it off, give it to Simba. There's Simba now gets 2 outfits. You get 0. That's it. You're not
And you
walking.
sit in backstage, makeup done.
No, you're not walking. That's it. So it's that thing of there's uncertainty in it.
Sure.
I wouldn't say someone should do it as a full-time job. Not in this economy. Overseas, yes, that can work. I've got a couple of friends that have gone to Prague, United States.
Yeah.
It does work because they pay different.
Yeah.
The pay here is, guys, keep your day jobs. Do it on the side. Honestly, you're not buying a house being a full-time model.
Can I then add another variable into the mix?
Yeah.
Having albinism, people like there's Sanele Xaba, there's Tando Hopper, who are very successful models, just like you are. How then does that change the mix when you go into it? What do you see is different in the way maybe you guys are treated compared to other models?
I wouldn't say there's a big difference. I would say, I've worked with people who have been able to treat everyone equally.
Sure.
But just talking about those two individuals, Sanele and Tando, who I know.
Sure.
Tando's, I would consider a friend. Sanele, acquaintance, who've worked with him before. I'm proud of those two individuals because they stand strong, and they don't budge on the narrative that albinism is just that. It's not some mythical.
Yeah.
Look, guys, if my finger could, help me win the lotto, guys, you think I have 10 fingers?
Yeah.
So we've got to forget that narrative of, the whole Muti thing. I'm not going to get too into that, but I believe they've paved the way for other kids with albinism to walk. They've paved the road, a very beautiful road, with what they stand for and what work they continue to do.
Yeah.
So I think the more the merrier. I've never been one to shy away from competition. There's been a lot of times when I got a casting call for for I would say certain product looking for people with albinism. I've shared that casting call with all the guys I know. I'm like, guys, let's all go. May the best man win. I mean, there's no point in me keeping that casting call a secret, and I'm not the guy they're looking for.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So I rather let my circle, the people I know, hey guys, listen, there's this opportunity. Let's all get it. And I think that should just be in life in general. If you know there's opportunity, regardless of what it is, just let's all help each other, because you may not be the person for that job. Your job is coming later. That might not be your time to shine now. Like, other people can pop at 18 and you're going to pop at 50.
Sure.
And you should be okay with that.
Yeah.
But we're not. But
You know what I think he is? He's like Clark Kent. And Superman. So
like that.
Clark Kent, your everyday, like you said, stick to your day job, project manager, dealing with clients, all of that.
Yeah.
And then
Probably wearing a long shirt, hiding the tattoos.
oh no, I don't.
Corporate
I
man.
used to, not anymore. I rock this thing.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
all of that.
2022.
It is.
Come on.
We can
And
work
then,
with our arms.
exactly, right? Oh,
Yeah, he's also got one. He's just putting it out there. Do it again.
that's
Do it
why
again.
he had to
Hi
show
guys,
everyone.
did the cameras notice I'm waving my arms? Yeah.
And then you've got your Superman alter ego, which is the the glasses on, which is your modeling. But also, I think another thing is this sort of this activism that has actually followed you, right? Which I don't know if it's something that you said, this is what I want to do, but it has followed you for good reason as well. You are representing a community of people who are we don't want to dive too much into it, obviously, have been sort of, how do I even put this?
Just marginalized.
And just
picked on,
honestly
made to believe they can't do
ostracized, all of that,
Yeah.
especially within the context of being African and South
South
African, as
African, yeah.
like you said, lots of fingers, all of that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? How does it feel being able to be a voice for so many people that are living with albinism? Because that's the correct way of saying it, right?
Yeah, it's a great. Finally. Yes,
kids are alright.
I'm not an albino, guys. I cannot be in a condition. I cannot be cancer. Okay, albinism is not a disease, by the way. It's a condition.
Sure.
But it feels amazing. I believe I speak for all, and I speak for you. I speak for the blind. I speak for people that don't have limbs. I speak for people that have limbs. I speak for everyone, because at the end of the day, we all have a challenge. There's something you can do that I can't do, and something I can do you can't do. We're all in just one big box, and this analogy, I love using it. I've been using it for years. I trademarked this thing. We got a box of chocolate-coated candy. I won't say the name because they ain't paid me yet. So all this chocolate-coated candy is different colors.
Sure.
But they're all chocolate in them, right? But doesn't matter which one you pick up in that box and eat, they all taste the same, regardless of the color.
Yeah.
Some of them are even melted together and they look deformed, but they're not. That is their form. Bite it, tastes the same. That's what we are. We're just humans. We're all in this bowl. It's like a stew. You the carrot, I'm the beef.
Sure.
You
He
the
had
onion.
to be the beat. Why did he make you the carrots?
It's fine. I'm hated by my co-host. Our guest also
No.
doesn't. I'm
Carrots are
joking.
good
I'm
for
I
joking.
eyes.
love you.
I call it an
That's true.
onion. I
You
mean,
did-
hey. If you really want to get into it,
Okay.
But I'm just saying, look, it feels amazing. There was a show I presented on one of the TV channels, and it was about putting a spotlight on all persons with disabilities.
Yeah.
And the whole spotlight was on them living their daily lives, showcasing what they do with their challenges.
Sure.
And or some were asking for assistance, but in general, they had a certain skill or a talent that they had that most people didn't have. I mean, I interviewed a blind DJ. I interviewed a deaf DJ. Two two challenges which you would say don't go with DJ.
Yeah.
And it just, okay.
And it works.
And it works. And they're both pretty good at it. But it's one of those things where I think society, we're getting there, but it's a long road.
Sure.
I think all of this starts at home. What do you teach your children? How do you treat people that look different or come from different backgrounds or speak different or eat different foods?
Yeah.
If you don't teach your children that what you do doesn't mean that's it.
Yeah.
People that do things differently, and it's okay. Learn to teach your children that this world, it's literally a stew.
Yeah.
It's a big stew.
Oof, I love that.
So if I'm not mistaken, you've said in an interview before that when you were growing up, and that's why when I heard that, like albinism is seen as a disability, I was like, oh wow, I didn't actually expect that. I didn't consider it to be a disability.
Yes.
And I think sort of what you said resonated with that, in the sense that when you were a kid growing up, your mother just said, oh no, you just need a little bit more sunblock and you have to wear a hat and you have to wear long sleeves going out. How do you feel about albinism being a disability, and would you relate to that? And how was it for you growing up with it as a child?
Okay, I'll start from the top. With it being a disability, I per se don't feel it's a disability for me.
Sure.
But for my fellow brothers and sisters who have albinism, they have certain challenges I don't have that classify them as disabled. So some of them, their eyesight is really terrible. They close to not seeing at all. They see just figures. That's a disability. You can't see. You need assistance. Yeah. I don't have that challenge. But I personally don't like the word disabled myself because of the meaning and the power behind it. If I disable one of those buttons right there on your mixer, what happens to that function or that channel? What happens to his mic?
It switches off.
It switches off. So what are we telling people? Disabled, cannot do. So I like to use the word challenged.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's a challenge. Once you switch off his mic, that's it.
Yeah.
His audio's not coming through.
Yeah.
There's no ways he can scream into his mic unless he jumps and sits on your lap and uses yours. But there, see, that was a challenge that he figured out.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a challenge. Yeah. And growing up with it, oh my gosh, it was tough. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Man, I was bullied. Oh.
And then you became the bully.
Oh, I became the bully. Because of my dad and his size, I inherited that. Yeah. I just use that. I've always been this tall and this handsome. I just didn't know
there
it.
It is.
I knew it was
I didn't know
How
it.
many minutes?
There it is.
8 minutes. Fair enough.
So I just put myself in positions where it said, I'm not going to get bullied. I'd rather bully before someone bullies me. It's not that I wanted to hit the other kid or put him in, but I was just thinking, I'll hurt you before you hurt me.
Sure.
I'll use fear and just intimidation to make sure you don't say anything to my face.
Sure.
You may say behind my back, but no one said I used to beat down. I can still do it, but I don't want to. I don't condone violence.
Yeah.
And I was just a product of society in terms of being bullied. That's what bullying does. It either creates another monster or it creates someone who doesn't love himself and is not. So I'm not proud of what I did, but that's what I went through.
Yeah.
How do you think your life would have turned out had you not been able to stand up for yourself the way that you are because of your size and all of that?
Look, I think I would have been that short guy. I was still beating up tall guys.
Really?
Yeah. It's something that was instilled in me by my mother. That to always stand tall, always be proud of who you are. Don't allow anyone to push you. Don't allow anyone to put you in a corner or tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Just believe you're handsome, strong, and intelligent. No one else can take that away from you. So I think I would have just been a small guy, but probably have to fight harder,
Yeah.
Or they'll probably say I've got short man syndrome. Here's a little short, angry guy. But okay, sorry for all the short people.
No, it's fine. We're right here, but it's...
See, you don't look short when you're sitting on that chair.
I'm going to take Simba tall everywhere from now on. You're talking about your mother. Would you say that she's your biggest inspiration growing up? Helped you become the guy that you are, or is there anyone else?
I would say I would say inspiration. I would say biggest support.
Gotcha.
She didn't treat me any different from my other siblings. I'm the last born out of 4 children. I never knew I had albinism until I went outside.
Yeah.
And society taught me as a kid, figuring out I got the same hidings. I got the same. Yeah. There was nothing special. I believe, yes, I've got a lot to owe her as well as my father as well. Yeah. My father was more of the silent but impactful type. Obviously as baby boys, you run to our mamas, because your dad will be like, be a man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was always there for me. But yeah, I would say I owe it to both of them.
Do you find that let me ask it this way. does your parenting style differ from that of your parents? Because as you mentioned, and it's not just your dad, with saying be a man. All our dads did the same thing. We're in South Africa, all our dads is shaky. Half of our dads. Yeah. Would you say that your parenting style is similar to that or completely different?
No. So my dad would say be a man, but he was very supportive, always there. He read me bedtime stories. You'd make up stories, he would play games while he's watching soccer. I'd be pushing his feet, because that's how we'd watch soccer together. I was his beer boy. Every time he called me, I knew. I didn't have to ask what. Go get a beer from the fridge and give him, But that was our relationship. And it was nice. I could tell him things, He would tell me, do it like this. He taught me a lot of things. How to change a tire, how to fix a TV. A lot of things I did with him that I try to do with my kids. But nowadays, these kids don't care about fixing nothing.
Tires and all of that.
Oh,
the
Wi-Fi is not working.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi is not...
How am I supposed to operate as a human being in society if the Wi-Fi isn't working? It's a genuine ask.
Big thing. And they don't understand, to have uncapped fiber. That's a big thing. Yeah. I'm like, man.
You used to dial up, eh? You were dialing up.
Let me tell you a story, man. About my son.
Yeah.
So he went over to the granny, and the granny doesn't have Wi-Fi, right? So we loaded data for him. And we loaded I think a gig just so he could WhatsApp if you wanted to give us more time when you could go to Google parenting when we lock the phones.
Sure.
It's enough phone, go play outside, get out the house. So what happened was he keeps saying he's got 4 gigs of data. I'm like, no, we didn't buy no 4 gig. He's like, no, I've got 4 gig. So it turned out he was reading the 4G symbol in the
shame.
Because he doesn't know about
he only
data.
knows LTE.
He only knows Wi-Fi. That's it. Wherever he goes, there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Except that one granny's house.
Sure.
So he's like,
let me tell you, that gig finished in one day.
No, it was gone.
Without a doubt.
I think 30 minutes. He went on YouTube. He started watching everything in 4K.
Yeah. I love that. It's probably watching State of the Strong. I love that.
Yeah.
So here at State of the Strong, we like putting an emphasis on South Africans. And I think I can tell from just the way you're speaking that you're somebody that's passionate about this country. What do you think makes South Africans, or Mzansi just in general, different from other countries?
They take pain and turn it into humor.
Yep.
Any painful experience that happens in this country somehow turns into a meme or a trend.
Yeah.
South Africans, look, there's a lot of pain.
Sure.
There's a lot of undealt traumas. Yeah. But humor is their biggest power.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the biggest weakness because you don't deal with the actual issues because we keep laughing and we're masking the actual problem. So it's a pro and a con, but I think South Africans are really good at doing that.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? We need to stick to if we're going to ban something and we say we're canceling something, we need to stick to, because this 1 week cancel thing and then...
You got to be specific. Who are you calling out?
No, I'm not. I'm just...
Who are you?
Look, guys, I'm trying to go home and sleep without people bothering me.
Without people like, so Simba.
All I'm saying is we've got to be more consistent.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing, obviously we're dealing with the big problem here, femicide. What's happening and now, okay, I'll just call it GBV because it's happening to men and women.
Yeah.
Emotional, physical abuse that's happening now is crazy.
Yeah.
I think as men, especially as men, I'll speak to you. If you see me doing wrong, you need to be able, no matter how long we've had a relationship, no matter how close we are, no matter what dirt I have on you, you should be able to take this ball or hit me in the head and say, we don't do that. Stop hitting her. Pull me aside. Take me to the police station. Have me arrested. Take me that far. It shouldn't be, boy, Antoine. Nah.
Yeah.
No, it should be proper
consequences.
Like, a lot of guys are getting away with it because their friends aren't saying anything. And a lot of people are stuck in situations like that because they're scared. Because they know that if their friends aren't protecting them when they leave, who's going to protect them? So, there's a lot of things we need to fix, but one thing at a time. Let's start off with load shedding.
Hey.
Okay, setting aside the bad things about South Africa, what do you think makes our country unique in the sense that, there's nothing that slaps, sort of like when you bite into a good quarter or we next door, you're saying, yes, just that good thing that just brings nostalgia.
You've answered it.
But I want to hear you. Sorry, I just maybe
I was like, Kota, where? I was like, not around here, I know, but where we driving? But what I'm saying is food, South African food, guys, the flavor of our meat. There is a certain taste. I've had people come from Germany and say they've never had meat that tastes this tasteful. Like, and the people, the hospitality. And I'm talking about, them super cans on the table. Yo, if you can just do a close up.
Especially for the student life, guys. I'm going through it right now.
Guys, let me tell you something about this Bull brand. You know, we spoke about it earlier off camera.
Oh, man.
And Lirai was talking about how she makes her Bull brand. And I was listening to her and I was like, damn. You know, you living the life. I remember the days, it was that bad. Like, you just took that can, ripped it open, took a fork, ate some bread on the side. That was it. She's talking about, sauteing it.
Yeah.
She had...
She had different pans.
She had different pans.
Different things.
She had garlic, onions, green eggs, blue eggs, yellow eggs. Guys, it sounded like a gourmet meal
so
out of
dramatic.
a 5-star.
It did sound like that, though. Let's be honest.
I'm glad that we're going into this because don't you think, we've never actually spoken about eating Bull brand on the podcast, and this is the first time that we're actually speaking of it. Like, we only speak about it off screen.
Look, guys, this thing has got so many meals. If you guys ever try just chopping little cubes, right? Okay, is this a cooking show?
Gotta love South African. Listen, that's the thing with South African food, man. You can go on and on, and on.
Listen, Simba, you've been doing a lot of things in your life. Like you said, it's modeling, it's project management, it's this and that.
Acting. Hey, yo, man, I'm on TV, bro. I'm on
and
TV.
Soon to be a reality TV star with the Simba Gozo show.
Right?
Thank you very much. You heard it here first.
Put it out there.
What sort of attributes, what strengths do you think somebody who's trying to get into some of the businesses that, let's just say the entertainment, let's just say modeling, let's say acting. What sort of attributes do you feel or strengths will help you in that?
Self-discipline.
Got you.
Most important, because you got to work on your craft daily. Look, guys, you can be born with talent, but you ain't got skill.
Sure.
That's where skill trumps talent any day. You can have talent, but I can work on that skill and beat you. Second thing I would say is you need to be confident and believe in yourself. Don't be someone that needs people to validate you. Don't be waiting for someone to tell you look good. Don't be waiting for someone to say, oh, wow, Lirai, wow, that was a great show. Tell yourself, I did a good show. Be able to also criticize yourself. Watch that show and say, I messed up here, I did this, or I didn't prepare well. Guys, look in the mirror, tell yourself you look good, and walk out of the house. Yeah. If someone tells you look good, say thank you. Guys, learn to receive compliments without giving them back. You know when you tell people you look good, what do they usually say?
Oh, you too. I like you.
No. Yeah, me, I don't look good. Thank you. And walk off.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not looking good, they're not looking good.
Yeah.
You're not being rude. You ain't being rude. Facts are
My
facts.
mama taught me if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
nothing.
That's why you just say thank you and walk off.
Yeah.
You're not saying, hey, man, you could have tried. Hey.
Now you're looking them up and down.
Now you're looking for something. You look at the shoes.
Yeah,
you're
man,
like,
shoelace. Yeah, get cover shoelace. It's nice, man.
And maybe that day that guy's having a bad day, and he just quickly rushed out the house, and he was kind enough to pay you a compliment. One day you pay him a compliment, but just be able to say, thank you.
Yeah.
And walk off. But guys, also just block out noise, guys.
Sure.
Because a lot of people are gonna ask you and say to you and say, but do you really think this is for you?
Yeah.
Put doubts in you, man. And people who do that just always say thank you for sharing. Don't respond. Don't get in an argument with someone like that. Guys, protect your peace, protect your energy. Take that energy, go for a jog, do something, read a book, do something for you.
Yeah.
But don't be fighting with people who don't see your purpose or what your dream is. Look, guys, not everyone's going to see what you want to do. Guys, sometimes it's not for you as well, but that's your journey.
I don't think being a truck driver was for you. Just.
Hey, look, man, I want to be a truck owner, though. See, I was onto something.
You were close enough. Close enough.
That's the next step, man. Getting some trucks, but I'll probably have to drive them too. So
it's fine. I'll come drive your trucks.
Yeah.
I'll be your first.
I'll drive it myself, guys. Nothing like hard work. Huh?
Listen, so you sound like somebody who's very self-aware, somebody who's introspective. Like you said, you ask yourself, have I done well today? What can I do better? What's a lesson that you think you might have learned very early on that you've carried on to this day? Something you might even tell your kids growing up?
Biggest lesson I learned that I had to unlearn for you, because it's something they teach you in schools, but no one tells you. It doesn't come as a lesson, but it's because it's an experience.
Sure.
Do not be afraid of failure.
Okay.
Love failure.
Yeah.
Love it. Don't be afraid to fail, because if you're afraid to fail, you're not going to do anything.
Got you.
Same thing. And this is taught to, as I said, it's something that was taught and instilled in us. Remember when you were a kid and you failed an exam? Would you run home and tell your mom, Mommy, I failed? What was failure?
Hide that thing. Yeah.
Because you're shouted at, you're given beatings. You were at school. They shamed you. And that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Failure is just something. It's a lesson. It's always a lesson. And you know what not to do next time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You look at your failure and say, okay, I messed up here. Next time, I'm not doing that. That's it. That's one thing I think that's helped me a lot in a lot of things. I failed a lot. Oh, God. I talk about my successes, but
that's what I want to ask you.
Oh, man, I got a lot of
Is there anything you
money.
can share with us that you like? I wish I had done that slightly different. Maybe it doesn't have to be money.
Look,
or whatever.
he's actually thinking of
I
it
can
in
see
his
he's going
head.
through the list of the Simba
guys.
owls.
Money.
Money, fair. It's South Africa. It's South Africa.
No problem with money is right, because it's that one failure where I think it's so hard to get over.
Sure.
It's like that ex that broke your heart and you were so in love with her or him, and you were full in, and then you just found out they were never there. They were cheating on you. That's how it feels to lose money, because you're like, I had you, baby.
Yeah.
I had you, but I let you go because I was stupid. I didn't do my homework.
Yeah.
I didn't do my due diligence. And guys, be careful of scammers, man. You are being scammed too.
Is it?
Because we're trying to get money.
Okay.
That's how you're a
seen
person who tends to trust people and trust the good in them.
I used to. Now I'm so cautious of people.
Yeah.
Bro, I want your ID. I want to run it through the Home Affairs department. I want to make sure that's
Send
really
it
you.
to the FBI also,
Everything.
just to make sure.
Yeah, I know, because, hey, guys, we're living in a time where people are taking chances, and we are the jackpot. We are someone's lotto. We are someone's next payday.
Yeah.
And that's not right. But guys, failure, guys. Just learn to love it. Don't be afraid of it. Go out there, try new things. Don't do drugs. That's not a new thing to try. But keep it clean. I always say, if you're happy and you're not hurting anyone, you're not killing anyone, do it.
Sure.
Okay, so you've given us what lesson you've learned that you had to unlearn. What lesson would you want this next generation and generations of children to come to learn in sort of, I don't know, whether it's treating people or a life skill? What do you want the next people?
I kind of see it happening already with my kids and their friends that come from, I would say, okay homes, right? And when I say okay home, I don't mean financially. I mean okay homes meaning there's good values being instilled in the children, good lessons. They don't see in color. They don't see it. It's, I like you. That's it. You cool. You like the same thing I like. Let's play. I don't hear them say black or white, Indian, colored. They just together and they're doing things together and they come call each other and come, let's go play, and they love each other.
Yeah.
That's something, okay, my generation, 'cause, I don't know how old y'all think I am.
Simba, let's talk about it.
You know when they say black don't crack?
Yeah.
You know when they say it doesn't crack?
Should we play the guessing game quickly before we call it a day?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
I'll play the guessing game.
What's the guessing game? You
It's
guess
the
my
age
age.
guessing
Okay,
game.
go for it. But I gave it away.
Did you? I would say
your oldest child is like 7, right?
No, 12.
12.
Hey, man, but I
It could
could
have been early. So
I could have been playing around in high school.
So
You know what I'm
I wouldn't
saying?
say you're not a day over 35. I'd say 32.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
You late 30s.
He's late 30s.
Yeah, I'm 36 this year.
Wow.
Oh, that's not late 30s. Oh, it
I'm
is.
getting there.
like
I'm
mid.
over. Yeah.
I said I didn't want to play this game.
Fair enough. I mean, we didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
We didn't do too bad. Yeah.
But he actually really touched on something, like, back to what we're actually talking
Sure,
about.
my bad.
Sibu. You touched on something very important that I resonate with as well, in the sense that actually, I think that all children don't see in color. It's only until they are taught to see in color. Like, I was born free, right? And I remember being in preschool. Yes, I came from, at the time, I was in a 2-parent household, and I had a very stable home that I was coming from. And going into preschool, I was just all about playing. I hated dolls, all of that. and I just wanted to like have fun. And the first time that I learned that I was different in the sense that it's something that should be seen as a weakness was when I came to school with this huge afro, and these white boys said to me, I think they were just afraid of playing with me because my hair was so different to them.
Oh.
And those are things, I think for me, not that anybody asked me, but if I were to, I guess, you know, have something or teach the next generation of young people is to not see difference as a threat or as something that you can take advantage of.
Correct.
Which I think that each and every one of us can relate to and honestly resonate with in our own ways. And if you are different, it doesn't make you lesser than, and it doesn't make you somebody that, like I said, can be taken advantage of. I think that's something that I would love to see moving forward in the state of the strong.
Oh, I see what you did there. Listen, before we end it off, we have a question that we like to ask our guests. So like I said earlier, I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to follow in your pathway. I think you're an incredibly inspirational person. So what is your message of strength to the young South Africans, to Mzansi in general? People who want to pick themselves up, who feel like they're, stuck where they are. There's nothing else out there for them. What is your message of strength?
All right, I'll keep it short. I'll try.
It's okay.
But I would say, sometimes we're in situations not because we choose to, but we're just born in certain situations. We dealt certain hands that got nothing to do with us. Yeah. But I want everyone to understand that you shouldn't allow those situations to define who you are. So you may not have money, but your answer to get money may not need money. A lot of us have skills and talents and God-given gifts that we don't utilize and we don't monetize. They always say, start with what you have. Stop this thing of believing that you need R1 million to be whatever it is. Start small. Start with what you have. Don't be ashamed of hard work. If it means you go sweep the floors at a mall or whatever to get your money, that's how you got to get your money. And that doesn't mean that that's what you're going to be your whole life. There's steps to life. There's levels to it. And you're not going to find out who you are if you stay at home and you say, oh, my life sucks. Guys, I always say there's power in who you know, not what you know. And how you're going to know people by going out there, speaking, talking, connecting, helping each other. I just like the youth to understand that, cause I feel the youth is quite entitled compared to my growing up. I feel like we were like beaten to go work. I feel like there's a lot of self gratification that's wanted now. You want the followers now. We want the success now. People don't look at all the work that someone did to get to that point. No one looks at the sleepless nights. It's always, no, I posted my picture with the likes. It doesn't work like that. Maybe we don't like you. Maybe that's not for you.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, we've got to be real about this.
The way he said, people don't like
people
you.
Don't.
Look, guys, not everyone's gonna like you. I'm used to it. Guys, not everyone likes me. Yeah. I got people that look at me and I can see they're disgusted. They're like, oh, ew, look at that girl. Why is his skin like that? Then you got people who are just intrigued, like, oh my God, are you real? Like weird questions. Like I can't say them now. I don't know what's the age restriction on this show. But strange questions. And then you got people who are like genuinely interested. Like, oh my gosh, your skin is so nice. How do you take care of it? So that's this life. Not everyone's going to be like, oh wow, Simba, you're so handsome. Sure. No, that's not how it works. It's never going to work like that. Understand? People are going to hate your living guts for no reason and be okay with that. That's not your hate to deal with.
Yeah.
Focus on you.
Oof, I love that. I love that very much.
Love it a lot.
I'm so sad we have to go.
Yeah, me too.
I was having too much fun.
Can we?
Yeah, let's just.
Do you want to join in?
Take a moment.
And this is the part where we're gonna sing Kumbaya.
Let me get this mic.
We're not going to sing Kumbaya, but we're gonna feel it on the inside.
Okay, I'm gonna do the outro like this.
Oh, we're gonna do the outro like this. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, firstly, Simba, thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
We actually had a really fun time.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
I've actually learned a lot.
Next time I have a pan here, guys, and some heat.
3 pans for.
And then we cook and we see who can make the
3
best meal.
pans for her. We're gonna have to bring Jamie Oliver because we know how she is.
Yeah, you should just let us know. Jeez. She made this sound.
Oh my goodness. Listen, it was wonderful talking to you again, as usual. It's always wonderful working with you. Why are you looking at me like that?
I was just fixing my mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of The State of the Strong. We had the wonderful Simba Gozo, the amazing Lirai, and the handsome 2.0.
Thank you.